Happy Saturday, everybody. It's Trade Repeat. My name is Brian. It's Saturday, August 23rd. It's 1:12 p.m. Saturday, August 23rd. This is my Giants jersey. I'm a New York Giants fan. I love Malik Neighbors. He's a monster wide receiver. Toss that aside and stop talking about football now. Let's talk about IXHL. So today we're going to talk about IXHL, especially what a great, amazing Friday we had, huh? It was incredible. So while we talk about that, and before we start talking about that, I want to acknowledge all of the people on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter that I have had the honor to engage with over the last few months, and the friendships that I'm beginning to make. And I just want to let you guys know, no gender, but let everyone know that how incredible this experience is to communicate effectively with people in a world where we just stare at our phones and are so addicted to screens. And it's interesting how we can come together for a common goal, like a stock like IXHL, where we feel with our heart and soul that we're invested in something that's good. It's going to help people. First of all, it's going to help people not wear these obstructive sleep apnea masks that if you look like Silence of the Lambs. And it's the first oral medication ever. Well, not ever. I mean, there are others, but they're not as safe and they're not as efficacious, right? And the other one is, I'm not even going to mention it, but the other one is, it's in phase 3 or just maybe phase 3 completed, but it's a stimulant and it's not very good. Not everyone can take stimulants. IXHL phase 2 top line results came out and they were efficacious, meaning, 83% efficacious and extremely safe, right? By combining the two drugs. So that's where we're at. We have a first-in-class oral sleep apnea drug called IXL42. Is that what it is, guys? IHL42. And so we've been in the stock since April, May. If you're Australian, God bless you, OGs. To the Australians, because they have their own trauma from the stock, but they're probably still holding. Anyway, so let's talk about it. So Inconex Healthcare authorizes a 20 million share repurchase program. And what does that mean for the stock? Okay, so we had this press release, and we have like I said, always keep this Edgar SEC filing page open on your computer at all time. If you're invested in any stock, always go to the Edgar SEC, search for the stock that you're invested in, constantly refresh this page. It gives you all of the most recent filings. So when we look at August 22nd, it's the 8K, and the filing is for a press release of Inconex Healthcare, dated August 22nd. And let's point out some of the words. Okay, Inconex Healthcare authorizes a 20 million share repurchase program. $20 million worth of shares. Okay, first of all, we have to get that out of the way. The approval of this 20 million repurchase program reflects our confidence in the strength of our pipeline, the resilience of our strategy, the opportunities ahead. We believe that the current market valuation does not accurately reflect the significant progress we've made across our clinical programs. I 1000% agree. This initiative allows us to act decisively, strengthen our capital management strategy, and potentially enhance long-term value creation for shareholders. The repurchase program reflects Inconex's commitment to driving sustainable shareholder value while maintaining discipline in capital allocation to support the advancement of its late-stage clinical pipeline. Great. Now, what else does it say? This is what I want to point out in this statement. Quote, the timing and amount of any repurchases will depend on market conditions, available capital resources, and other factors. Say those three things out loud when you say that sentence. The timing and amount of any repurchases will depend on market conditions, available capital resources, and other factors. So that's it. What I mean by that is, guys, This is IXHL. It's amazing. We could not be in a better stock. It's great. It's amazing. Pump, 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 right? It's also a biotech stock that's trading under $1, right? So in my opinion, which is not the correct opinion, people, I'm just giving my opinion. Never financial advice here. I'm just saying what I think, and I love talking to you guys about it because I learned so much more, and I believe I'm a better investor because of all the comments and all the discussions that we continue to have, and we can continue to drive each other to learn more information. I always champion AI, and a few months ago, if you were on Reddit and you posted anything from AI about a stock, you would get like, "Oh, ban AI, that's an AI post." Da, 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 da. Do your own due diligence. Guess what, folks? AI is due diligence. Yes, it's not 100% correct, but if I take an SEC filing and throw it into AI and it disseminates the information and tells me in 30 seconds whether I need to sell before there's a rug pull or hold my shares because this is an amazing bullish announcement, then I'm all for AI. All right. Anyway, let's move on. So when we look at here's the chart from Friday. Looks like, let's see if I can blow this up. This is the trading view chart on Friday. The 20 million share repurchase was announced, and you see this giant green candle here. You see this giant green, let me move this out of the way. It's right here. You see this giant green candle, boom, and it looks like it capped out around 65 cents. That's in the pre-market. And then the regular market session starts, and we cap out here at 62 cents. And then the rest of the day, it's being shorted. That's what these red candles are, folks. It doesn't go down unless people are selling, right? So what I did was I watched this all day long, and you can see my trend lines. I'm going to have to shorten this up for you, make it a lot easier to see. You can see my trend lines here, and what you see is that once it hit that, where is this? It never went over 59 cents again, all the way through the entire day, right? So it hit that 61 cents or whatever it was here. And my original trend line was drawn from the 61 cents in the regular market hours down here, but it never poked past 59 cents again. So what did I do? I watched it on Webull. I'm watching level 2 tape, and you can't see the tape now, but I watched it all day long as usual because that's all I do is IXHL. I will, let's be honest, I made some big mistake and got into a stock that my gut told me, and I read the filings and I did everything I'm just telling you to do. And it was toxic financing, the stock the other day, TNFA, that's now trading at 6 cents a share. I bought 200,000 shares at 0.77, and it went down almost a full penny before I got out. And my channel is called Pray Trade Repeat. Pray Trade Repeat. And that's because I am a former homeless drug addict. Welcome to my new apartment. I was on the streets for years, and I was addicted to drugs. I'm now clean and sober for 2 years, 2 months, and thank God for the 12 steps. And I got my understanding of higher power. So that said, it was my clean and serene for multiple years. That said, every morning I turn my will and my life over to my higher power and ask my higher power, please help me if I need it. You know what I mean? And if I'm not begging for help, I'm saying, I'm so grateful for my amazing life. I love my life. Thank you so much. And because I do believe that by staying in gratitude, I attract more things to be grateful for. One of my sayings is that the universe loves to give grateful people. Let me say it again. The universe loves to give grateful people more to be grateful for. So let's stay grateful. I'm so grateful for all the people that comment on my videos on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter, that I engage with, that are respectful and fun. And we just kind of get our theories out. And, I don't ever want you to believe that I think that I'm right about anything. I'm very passionate and very convicted about the stock, IXHL, and that's all I can say about it. I find more information and more better ways of thinking about the stock by reading all of your comments and your takes on this. So again, thanks again for so much for all the support, the supportive comments, the kind words about the new apartment. I mean, there's some really, really nice people in the world, you know, and I just love the dynamic of the interactions and engagement with anyone who's been following me on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. So that's it. Let's move on. So, okay, so we had that pop, and then I looked at it. Look where it's at, 05880. This is level 2. This is Webull. If you don't have it, you can pay $3.99 a month. And Webull will give you the level 2 tape that you can normally see order book 2. And you can see all the orders. There's a long list of them, the sell side and the buy side. I mean, the buy side and the sell side. So all day long, I'm watching the stock all day long. And the buy side is 100 shares, 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 8,000 shares, 600 shares, 500 shares, 300 shares, 9,000 shares. And the price is going 56, 57, 58. And when it gets to 59, the sell side is like 30,000 shares sold. And I was, that's odd. Who would sell 30,000 shares? When we just had a $20 million share repurchase announcement. And then so I continue to watch all day long, watching level 2 all day long. And every time it goes to 0.59, suddenly out of nowhere, somebody dumps another 17,000 shares, 30,000 shares, 42,000 shares all day long, and capped the momentum at 59 cents, right? So that's what happened. Let's get out of this. It's a little confusing. Look at that dark screen. And that's what happened all day long. So now we want to look at, of course, for anybody who's new, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, remember, I'm a beginner trader. It's my 4th year trading. Don't trust me. Do your own research and make your own decisions on your own. You know, trading, if you haven't figured it out yet, is about just like anything else. If I go out and buy coffee at Starbucks, and I want to buy a 5-pound bag of coffee at Starbucks, and they're like, and it's $40. And I'll think to myself, man, I paid a lot for that. And well, at least I have some coffee though. I love coffee. And then I go to Costco, and I'm shopping at Costco, and I see that the same 5-pound bag at Costco is $15. $15. Of course, I'm never going to buy coffee at Starbucks again. I'm going to buy the Starbucks coffee at Costco, right? Same thing. That's what trading is. That said, nobody knows what the bottom is. Nobody knows how far it's going to go up. All we can do is our research on the company, the people that are involved in the company, like Joe Latham, his experience. Was it Mark Bleachy, Dr. Mark Bleachy, Dr. Wims from ResMed, and you look at the dynamics of what's happening with the company and the moves that they're making. They bought back warrants. Remember when they bought back all the warrants? Well, I know another stock that did the exact opposite. They exercised all the warrants, and they did it in the dark and didn't announce when they did it. And then not only that, but they changed the mechanics of it and dumped 500 million shares into the float, and everyone lost all their money. You know, this is the exact opposite, this company right now. And especially with a bullish announcement like a 20 million share repurchase. Let's get to back to facts. So I believe, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, the floor is, look, you can see the action here. You see my charts here? So the floor is all the way down here at 38. Where's 38? Right about here. I don't know if you guys can see this thing moving. Right about here. This is where I think the floor is right now. That's the thing. So let's say Monday morning, there's a short ladder attack. You guys know what a short ladder attack is? That's when Citadel, Jane Street, or whatever hedge funds, Robinhood, they all work together and slam the price down illegally with counterfeit and synthetic shares. Those are shares that don't exist. They're not actually part of the float, and they do it because it's a gamble. They're gambling that they're going to click every one of your stop losses on the way down, and they're going to collect real shares in exchange for their fake synthetic shares that they're selling. That's what we're up against. That's the nature of biotech stocks, as well as any trending stock, really. You've seen it with GameStop, you've seen it with AMC, you've seen it with tons of them. I don't even want to get into other stocks. Right? Let's focus on this. So, 20 million share repurchase program, and so guys, what do we think is going to happen with? Oh, look at that! I can do that with my screen for you. What do we think that's going to happen on Monday? This is what I think is going to happen on Monday. Well, either one or two things are going to happen. We're going to wake up and it's gapping up into the 90 cents and ready to just poke through $1. Or, that's the psychology of trading. That's what we all want. We all hope will happen because this announcement took place and that's what's going to happen. And what's the reality? The reality is, and this is why we're here to give each other opinions. And my opinion is, first of all, after trading stocks for years, and I don't trust any company, any CEO ever again. I've got reason after reason after reason after reason to understand that right when you think that you can trust a company, they dump 200 million shares into a float. So I don't trust companies. I trust my higher power. And my higher power makes me have good decisions and makes me think logically. And if I think logically about this announcement, the IXHL Health authorizes 20 million share repurchase program. It's a super bullish statement on a groundbreaking oral sleep apnea drug, first in class, safest, most efficacious drug possible. It's either going to end in a buyout or the company is going to continue to do at the markets later on after it goes over $1 or $2. They're going to throw more shares in and make more money and support themselves and their other two drugs for rheumatoid arthritis as well as their general anxiety drug, right? And they're going to be able to survive on their own and become this groundbreaking new 2020s pharmaceutical company, just like and the other ones. And they're going to have a $30 billion market cap, right? That's most likely the direction that they're intending to go in. They could also do a merger or a buyout, right? But if I'm this company, as well as everything's going for them, I wouldn't take the first buyout offer if I was them. So in my opinion, what's going to happen? You're like, okay, well, what's going to happen Monday? This is what I think is going to happen Monday. What happens every Monday, guys? What happens every Monday? What usually happens every Monday is, let's look at Monday. Where's Monday? Okay. Today's 8/21. So Monday would be, where's Monday? 820. So we're trading at 37. Remember here? Remember 37? You guys forget 37, 38, 37. Here's Monday, 819, right? Trading at 40 cents. Start the day, boom, slam down all the way down here, 38 cents, right? Ride out 38 cents, 39 cents, this and that and the other thing. So what do I think is going to happen on Monday morning is this. I would love to wake up to a gap up into the 70s and 80 cents and a miracle because I would love to be wrong about this. Because if I'm wrong, I'm going to make a lot more money. my 20,000 shares are going to be worth a lot more money. But what I really think is going to happen is, and I really think the reason for this announcement, where is it? This 20 million share repurchase program is because that I think the stock is going to go through a short ladder attack again. They're not just going to stop attacking us, okay? You have short sellers that are in really big trouble right now, and they're capping. The market maker is capping it because the market maker is most likely in trouble, right? And capping it at 59 cents. So what happens on Monday mornings? short ladder attacks happen on Monday mornings. I most likely think that we're going to see a nice candle in the first 15 minutes and then a slam down to some unrealistic level, whether it's Monday or Tuesday, back in the mid to low 40s, right? And I believe that if it hits the floor of 38 cents to about 44 cents, that's when InConnex will defend its honor and hopefully spend that $20 million to repurchase shares, because that's a great floor. That's a great place to be on. I don't think that InConnex is going to buy $20 million worth of shares at the top, which is right now 59 cents is the top, and they can't even break through 60. So why would I spend my 20 million here if I'm sure there's going to be a short ladder attack and I can buy them down here? I think the whole point of a share repurchase program is to defend support, right? Is to keep it from breaking that 38 cent support. So that said, I just want to say good luck to everyone. Hopefully we gap up Monday morning and it goes where it belongs. A stock like this, right before they announced the beginning of phase 3, belongs in around right where it is, believe it or not, to about 70 cents. Then they'll announce the catalyst announcement of any merger, buyout, or earnings, which is coming up right in September. But also the announcement earnings could be huge in September. But if you get that far, and we're still at this level, but I don't think so. I think we're going to start trading in the 70s, right? I think the floor is around 38 cents. But I also think that if they announce the commencement of phase 3 as a PR announcement, which we all agree it most likely already started, right? Phase 3 already started. It said it in all the phase 2 filings, right? So because it's a fast track approval for FDA approval, fast track phase 3. So phase 3 has already started. All they have to do is be a little bit more strategic with their PR and just make some fluffy announcement. And that will send it up to the 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like this was a short squeeze, right? And keep in mind, when we got into this stock, there was 29 million shares or so, right? And now we're looking at, people are saying, they're saying, there's 97 million shares now outstanding. Well, really, because they did do a $50 million at the market offering at the VWAPs of 0.2160, right? 22 cents a share. Okay. So not that's about 97 million. Okay. And then he says he did another 9 million. So let's add 9 million because that was about $1 a share. So let's say he took it at $1. So that's 9 million more shares, right? So that puts us at 107 million, right? I think we're going to find out there's a little bit more than that. A lot more shares outstanding than that. That said, I don't think that this is a short squeeze. I don't think this is shorts covering. This could be lit shorts covering, meaning we only see the lit shares being right. So maybe this is these are lit shares, retail traders covering, right? But the dark pool synthetic counterfeit shares, look it up, that the market maker has been using against us since April. Since this became a trending stock, they were so sure, the market maker, that this would fail phase 2, right? That they betted everything against it. And now look at their cost to borrow fees to short the stock, right? So those dark pool shorts are covered in dark pools. The lit exchange, I could be wrong. Check me out on that. So this might be lit retail covering, and then this might be the market maker shorting back down again because it still has a position. But then, think about this though. That would make sense. Retail short sellers have to cover because they only have so much money. They got to, you know what I mean? I've got so much money to trade with. I can't go broke and be homeless again. So they cover and it goes up and then the retail shorts are out and maybe they'll kick the can down the road. Maybe they'll try again. Where a market maker like Citadel, who we know from GameStop and AMC and all the other stocks that they've illegally, manipulated, suppressed, and used synthetic and counterfeit shares on, they have billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars to continually kick the can down the road, to continually manipulate the stock and continually create synthetic shares and counterfeit shares and short and short and short and short, regardless of the cost to borrow, regardless of the failures to deliver, right? Because if you know anything about Citadel, they don't care. They don't care that they have failures to deliver. They don't care. They don't answer to anyone. So I would expect, in the vein of good and evil, that evil is going to short ladder attack us again. And at that point, that's when the company IXHL, that's when Joe Latham and the company is going to, deploy the $20 million for the share repurchase down at the floor around 38 to 40, wherever, when it's getting massively shorted and killing sentiment, retail sentiment, and getting slammed down there. Of course, that's why would you buy coffee at 59 cents when that's the highest price that it's been recently, when you could buy it at 38 cents? Right? So they're going to wait for a short ladder attack. They're going to buy the shares and defend the support line, which is great. That's amazing that the company's on our side and they're willing to do that. The stock is going to then run probably a bit, and maybe some of those failure to delivers will cover, and the stock price will go up. But I honestly think that we really do need some kind of fluffy announcement, like a phase 3 commencement PR, even though phase 3's already started, most likely, or I don't know about the merger or the buyout. This company is so confident right now. Why would you sell your company, right? Yeah, they do have to get it over $1. They have a timeline to do that. It is trading on the capital market, right? Yes, capital market, NASDAQ capital market. It's not on the global market, so they want to get back on the global market. They want to be re-upgraded. And just, I don't know what else to say. I'll just say this. And quickly, I have to make a comment or two about, so I'll just say this. This is a very volatile stock. It's a trending stock, IXHL. Remember, there's two sides to each trade. There's a buy side and a sell side. And there's two sides to people that are making money on the stock, right? It's a biotech stock. And that's a great segue into my next topic. As much as I love all the comments and all the people, you guys are so cool and so supportive, but I do have a few people that are saying, like, you lied, you said you would never sell, and you never sell, I'm never selling this. And it's true, I did say that. I said I would never sell it. I also said that to sell to set tiered limit sell orders, good to cancel. You hear me talk about this over and over again in every video. Good to cancel limit tiered sell orders. You want to set those always. You don't want to have stop losses. In my opinion, not financial advice. Don't take my advice. But I don't want to have stop losses. I want to have more money to buy if it goes down. That's my stop loss. Okay? Because a stock like this, they're going to click your stop losses. They're going to short attack it. It's going to happen because it's where volatility is. It's like going to the nightclub. You're going to go to the empty nightclub where there's nobody there? Or are you going to go to the nightclub that's just like, it's amazing to get the greatest DJ in the world, and there's 1,000 people, and there's after parties? Of course, you're going to go to that party, right? So this is that party. So there's going to be volatility up and down. And also, so you also want to set tiered good to cancel limit sell orders all the way up. I have some set over $1. I have shares that are set to sell at over $1, shares to set at 125, shares to set to sell at 150, set to sell at $2, set to sell at $3. And right now I only have 20,000 shares. And if you remember, I had 100,000 shares when I started this, right? Okay. So did I sell? Yes. I did exactly what I've been telling everyone to do since I started making videos when it was 20 cents a share, saying set good to cancel limit tiered sell orders now, so that you wake up, and if it gaps up, you've already sold a little bit. I'm selling. This is a biotech stock. You have to trade it this way to make money, or else you're just going to put your money in. You're going to set a stop loss. It's going to get clicked, and you're going to lose. You're going to say, I could stand to lose $200. Okay, let me set my stop loss. They're going to knock out your stop loss. They can see your stop loss. And I want to let everybody know who's new. They can see your stop loss. When you set a stop loss, the broker sends that order to the market maker, and the market maker knows where your stop losses are. So they just artificially drop the stock and click your stop losses and collect shares, right? And they trade them for their fake shares that they're trading with. Okay, so yes, I took profit. That's what you do in a volatile trending biotech. Because the other side of it is, what's the other side of what Brian's doing? The other side of what Brian's doing is what Inconex is doing. They're raising money. This is what the stock market is. If anyone is confused, the stock market is a vehicle for companies to raise money. That's why they go public, right? So they're taking our money and they're using it for their operations, right? And they do that through at the market raises. I took profit on the way up because I knew, and I said the entire time, I got to calm down. I've been telling everyone the entire time that they're going to dump 100 million shares sooner or later. They have the authority to do it. That's why I read SEC files. So this is how I'm trading the stocks. So to all the people that are jealous or angry or have hate towards me, I want to tell you something. Like, look to God, man. Pray. Ask God for help. Ask God for acceptance. And because like living in jealousy and hatred and anger because of something you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, or somebody that something is saying on Twitter or TikTok, man, that's not the way to live, man. Do you. You know what I mean? Do your own research. And to all the rest of you guys, thank you so much for all the support. I'm having the greatest time ever with you. I love sharing my life with you and my ideas on trading. That said, disclaimer, I could be 1000% wrong about everything. No one knows exactly what's going to happen, right? So anyway, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully the sound has been on through this entire video. I'll apologize one more time. Have a great weekend. We got football today and tomorrow to watch. It's Saturday, August 23rd. It's 1:44 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This has been Pray Trade Repeat from my new apartment. And we're talking about, as always, IXHL.